From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, May 28th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.35 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,267 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 2 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $2,267. Antiwar.com reports the Iraqi Air Force says it has dropped hundreds of thousands of leaflets over the remaining parts of Old Mosul held by the Islamic State, urging the civilian population within to flee en masse for their own safety and suggesting a military offensive against those neighborhoods was imminent. Iraq has struggled for months with its offensive against the densely populated Old City, trying to limit the civilian death toll for fear of a backlash, and has been clearly regretting its warnings earlier in the invasion of Mosul that civilians ought not attempt to flee. Even getting civilians out of Mosul poses more problems since there was no official effort to make serious provisions for refugees beforehand, and the camps set up by private aid groups and those set up by the UN have already mostly been filled up. On top of that, the Islamic State has reportedly been trying to prevent mass civilian flight from their territory, as depopulating its neighborhoods would place fewer restrictions on invading forces. Since civilians have been shot trying to flee those areas, the leaflets may be reckless in and of themselves, as they encourage locals to take serious risk for the sake of war. For nearly 40 years, Robertson Roberts brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports a federal judge on Friday dismissed a wrongful death suit against Hillary Clinton filed by the parents of 2 of the Americans killed in Benghazi. The lawsuit was filed in August during the heat of the presidential campaign. It alleges Clinton's use of a private email server caused the attack that killed 4 Americans, including Christopher J. Stevens, the U.S. ambassador to Libya. Clinton was Secretary of State in 2012 when the attack happened. One of the plaintiffs, Patricia Smith, whose son Sean Smith was among the people killed, delivered a searing indictment of Clinton at the RNC, saying the Democrats failed to protect her son and then lied to cover up how he died. The lawsuit linked Clinton's private email server with the Benghazi incident, despite there was no evidence Clinton's email server had anything to do with causing the Benghazi attack. In her decision, U.S. District Court Judge Amy Berman Jackson said the question of whether Clinton's email was used appropriately was not relevant to the case. In her 29-page opinion, Jackson wrote, "The court finds that Secretary Clinton was acting in the scope of her employment when she transmitted the emails that are alleged to give rise to her liability. The untimely deaths of plaintiff's son is tragic, and the court does not mean to minimize the unspeakable loss the plaintiffs have suffered in any way, but when one applies the appropriate legal standard, it is clear that the plaintiffs have not alleged sufficient facts to rebut the presumption that Secretary Clinton was acting in her official capacity when she used her private email server." Jackson also dismissed a related claim that Clinton defamed the parents by lying about them in the press. When the parents offered a different recollection of their meeting with Clinton after the attack, she told reporters the parents had not properly recalled the details of their conversation. Jackson said the discrepancies did not amount to libel and could have originated due to a simple misunderstanding. Jackson noted Secretary Clinton did not refer to the plaintiffs as liars. Plaintiffs may find the candidate's statements in her own defense to be unpleasant or offensive, but Secretary Clinton did not portray plaintiffs as odious, infamous, or ridiculous. To the contrary, statements portray plaintiffs as normal parents grieving over the loss of their loved ones. A lawyer for Clinton declined comment on the judge's ruling. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Bitcoin Not Bombs. Bitcoin Not Bombs is a launching pad for nonprofits and social entrepreneurs into the financial freedom of the Bitcoin economy. Bitcoin Not Bombs offers premium publicity campaigns designed to facilitate an organization's adoption of Bitcoin as a payment system and to fully capitalize on that decision in their fundraising efforts. Bitcoin Not Bombs is fully committed to being the hub of the nonprofit sector of the Bitcoin economy, maximizing the potential cross-promotion of all our clients and commercial partners. To learn more, visit bitcoinnotbombs.com. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.